Hi, I'm Jack. Welcome to the Jack O'Spera YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about working with healing crystals. There's a variety of ways that you can do this, but in general there's four major ingredients to the process. And I like to think of those four ingredients as empty buckets that you can pour energy into. And so if for some reason you don't have one of the four buckets, you have to pour a little more energy into the other three. Or if you don't have two of the buckets, then you've got to pour a lot more energy into the other two. And if you only have one bucket, then you really have to put a lot of emphasis and energy into that one bucket. And that kind of works, but not in every case. Um, so let's talk about what these buckets are and how they impact working with crystals. So the first bucket, whoops, I just dropped it on the floor. Oh my gosh. The first bucket is your intent. So intent, intention, you hear people in the metaphysical world talk about intention a lot, and it is really important. It's crucial. Knowing what is your aim, what is your goal, what are you up to, and crafting the words around that very, very carefully so that you manifest what you want, and you don't have any unexpected or unintended consequences, I guess. The second part of the four-part equation is having some kind of an object to work with. In this case, we're talking about healing crystals. So that could be something like this Lemurian laser point or this golden healer palm stone, or let's see, what else do I have here? Here's a piece of Vivianite. And so all of these crystals have different um, vibrations and associations and intentions behind them. They kind of have intentions already built into them. So you want to match the crystal with your intention if possible. If you don't have a crystal that specifically matches your intention, then use a piece of quartz. Quartz is the master healer, and um, you could do all of your crystal healing just with clear quartz. But I find that it helps me to have specific crystals for specific intentions. I feel more confident when I'm able to do that. The next part of the equation is words. So you're going to formulate some kind of words around your intention. You might speak or say those words in your mind or out loud. You can speak or those words into the crystals and kind of bless them and infuse them with the energy of those words. You can repeat the words over and over, like in a mantra. Like you could take a beaded necklace, and every time you pass a bead through your fingers, you can repeat that phrase over and over and over. And that's a nice way to put a lot of energy into the words of your crystal working. The last part of the equation is action. So you're going to have some kind of an action or an activity with that crystal. It might involve carrying it in your pocket. It might involve wearing it as a piece of jewelry, or carrying it in a bag or a purse, putting it in your vehicle, placing it around your home, placing it around your business, indoors, outdoors, on your nightstand, in your pillowcase, under your bed. There's lots of ways that you can, do some kind of an action that will put energy and energy into that fourth bucket called action. So again, intent, object, words, and action, all four of those work together to bring about your goal, your manifestation, your aim, whatever that is. It might be healing, it might be protection, it might be prosperity, it might be joy, it could be love, it could, all of those things and many more. It could be healing physically, healing emotionally, healing mentally, healing spiritually, healing within your family or within your relationships. You can bring healing into your community. Um, and that can be as large as you want. It could be healing for the globe. So you could gather up a bunch of crystals and put them in an arrangement called a grid, and make your intention and craft your words, put some energy into that grid, and bring healing to the whole world. So um, everything from crystals are great, from everything from very, very small intentions to grandiose intentions. And that's what I really like about crystals is there are so many of them. There are so many different kinds of vibrations to each crystal. And when we say vibration, we mean that particular crystal is suited for a particular intention. So if that makes sense. Another thing that can help is you can put sound into your crystals. So if you have crystal bowls or rattles or drums, you can use any of those types of things to put energy into. Actually, any of those buckets. You could use sound to emphasize your intent, to enhance the crystals, to accompany your words, or just use playing the sound as your action for generating energy. And the crystals really act like a battery, and that's what all this generating energy is about. Is that crystal is a battery, and it can hold energy, and it can hold a memory or an intention. That's why we use quartz crystals and silicon crystals in computers, because they hold information. So um, we've tested this in some of our psychic circles, and we've put um, specific words into crystals and then handed that off to someone who didn't know what the word was, and they were actually able to get a fairly close reading on that. It was a very, very interesting experiment. Lots of fun. Um, what else do I have here today? I mean, lots of crystals. I've got a big smoky quartz here. Um, this one is in a sphere, so um, that's another thing that can affect working with crystals is the shape of the crystal. So there's a big difference between this crystal laser point and this sphere, the way that they transfer and direct energy. So this laser crystal is going to send energy down the length and out the point. Or if your intention is to draw energy out, you can, but it's basically linear. It's moving back and forth along the length of this crystal, whereas this uh, sphere works more in all directions, and it can project energy out in all directions, or it can absorb energy from all directions. So again, depending on your intention and your words, this can work like a vacuum, or it can work like a kind of like a broadcast tower. um, there are lots of other shapes of crystals. Let's see, what else do I have here? Well, natural ones. Um, like these. This is a natural grape agate, and the energy on these is sort of sparkling like champagne or soda pop. These little bubbles are kind of popping energy out in all directions. Um, here's a here's a natural quartz crystal with some chlorite in it, and so that green color associates it with the heart chakra. This purple color associates with more with the crown or the upper third eye. So you can work with the colors of the crystals and direct energy in that fashion as well. So there's lots of directions you can go with crystals. Be playful. That's really one of the biggest keys with all of this kind of shamanic work, is to be playful and creative and inventive, and that opens up so much between you and the energies beyond us and the spirits beyond us. Along the way, remember to have fun and be playful and improvise and see what you can come up with, that, a formula that's uniquely yours. So thanks for spending a little time with me here on the Jackospera channel. Check out my website, jackospera.com, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.